Hello, today we're going to change the transmission fluid on our Infiniti I35. The first we need to drain all transmission fluid. We need a 19mm socket to open the plug. So this is the transmission pan. In order to drain transmission fluid, we need to open this plug, 19mm head. So we need to open this plug, but be careful. So we need there is a lot of fluid, maybe about 9 quarters or 9 liters probably. So we need at least 2 pans to drain all fluid. So be ready to prepare all these 2, because it's maybe a lot. It's maybe a lot. So we need so be careful. Okay, so the drain process starting. So so we drain almost fluid from transmission. It's still dripping, but it's fine. And now next step, we need to open the pan and then replace the filter. So this is a lot of screws over here, so I need to unscrew everything, and we need to replace the filter, and also we replace the gasket. We probably 20 bolts over here, so we need to open. Don't forget about your personal protective equipment, using safety glasses. Finishing the process to remove the it just holds. Be careful, because there may be still the fluid in the pan, so don't splash it everywhere. Just be careful. Open last screw. Oops. And then carefully drain all oil from the pan right here. Okay. It's still dripping, so leave. This is the point to inspect our pan. So the pan has 2 magnets right here, right? So the magnets, in order to catch all metallic parts from the fluid. So in case of degrading of the or something issue, so the magnet will catch all the metallic stuff. So here we have like this is probably something dirt with the metallic pieces, and it's just built up around this magnet. So it's probably we're having some issue with our transmission, but it's running. Actually, it's not actually something terrible. It's sometimes it jerks just a little bit. So we then decided to replace the fluid. So what I'm going to do, I want just wipe all these magnets and then it's probably just a dirt, just because the fluid is too dirty, and the car has a 265,000 mileage, so it's maybe it will run 1,000 more, who knows, maybe not. So I decided just to replace the fluid. So I need just to wipe this magnet, wipe all the span, and then I need to replace this gasket, because it's, you see, it's really old, you know, it's cracks. It's not. And then we need to replace the filter. You see how dirty it's just dirty over here. So this is a dirty, pretty, like a slippery, and then if it gets to the inside the transmission, it's maybe because the transmission jerks, because it's, you know, a lot of stuff right here. So we need to remove old gasket just using the chisel. You see how old it is, it's just breaking. Okay, so this is our old gasket. So, and then, so we need to wipe everything, clean everything. Okay. So I'm using gasoline to clean all this pan. So now the second step, so we need to remove our filter. The same 10 millimeters socket. So another one. It's a long bolt. There's how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Probably 10 bolts right here that holds this filter. So the bolts has a different length. So from this side, so I start to remove the bolts. So it's short when comparing with the bolt with going to another hole right here. So this bolt that goes right here, it's a short. So don't confuse it. Two bolts right here, so then close to the inner side, it's longer than outer bolts, right? It's short one, so don't confuse it which goes to which way. Right. So I found one short bolt that goes on this corner of the filter. And don't get confused again. So short bolt over here and short bolt right here. This short bolt like here, and then this whole short bolt also. On this corner, that just little short bolt that goes this hole. Okay. So one small short bolt that goes this particular place right over here. Okay, small short bolt. So we have two, like three sides of the bolts. Right. One nut right here. So just be careful, don't lose it. And then the bushy, or not bushy, got one nut, and then central piece, and one central bolt. Okay, be careful. The whole long bolt in the center of the filter. I forgot one more. Я забыл один еще. Okay, so now we remove the filter completely. And then we need to inspect the filter also. So it's pretty clear. It just maybe just a little bit stuff right here. You see? Just a little bit dirt, but metal pieces. So it's not critical for the 265,000 mileage. It's almost like a new. Okay, I'm kidding. Okay, so this is our new filter. Basically it's just a mesh, it's just like really fine mesh. But then anyway, so this I don't know, there's some maybe just this piece maybe will during all this machine life. So I will just decide to replace the filter, because basically what you want to do, what you can do, is to wash the filter with a gasoline. Maybe it will work still, but I'm gonna replace this filter with a new one. Yeah. Are we putting our new filter? Right here. Ready. I have two sets, or three sets actually. There's three sets of the bolts. So they have a long one, middle, and short. So first we're starting with the short. It's easy to detect which one is which, so it goes this hole. Okay. One more hole. The one second short bolt goes this corner of the filter. So then we're using the middle size, which goes this way. Yeah, because if we can compare, if you can get confused, and then put it right here, it's a long one. So you see how it sticks out, just too long, right? So using the middle, so just a little bit, so just screw it in. Middle size bolt goes right that corner. So then we're putting the nut that corner. So just a nut right here. Okay. So rest of the bolt we have, it's just long 1 2 3 4 5 bolts. Need just to tighten all bolts we have. So we put our filter, our new filter back, and then we need to put pan with a new gasket. So we have our new the clean pan with the clean magnets right here in place, and then so we need to install new gasket. So what we do, we use bolts just to hold gasket in place. Some places. So what we did, so we distribute the gasket on the edges of the pan, and I put some 4 bolts on the perimeter, so that all these bolts hold this gasket in place. So when we are going to install the pan back, so this gasket gonna be in place. So now we putting the pan back. So we need to screw a couple bolts. Okay, so just screw in a couple bolts, and then it will hold pan in place, and then we're installing other bolts and tight everything. So now we're ready to fill the transmission with the flare fresh transmission fluid. So we're using the same place where the stick for measurement the level. So just remove the stick, then put funnel in place, and then fill transmission fluid. So we drain about 5 quarts from the transmission, so we need to fill about the same amount. It's not all, so this all transmission takes about 10 quarts probably. So we're going to flush the fluid, so using just to fill it about 5 quarts, then we start the engine, maybe drive a couple miles, and then drain it back. I'm using Valvoline automatic transmission fluid. It's compatible with the Matic D, Nissan Infiniti with the Nissan Infiniti requirements. So I'm using just this valve line at the ATF. And just start feeling. Be careful.
Yeah.
And then we check the level of our transmission, just to wipe it off and putting it back and remove it. Okay, check the level. So level shows like the more than maximum, but when we start the engine, it just goes to the pump and all of it. So I need to start the engine and check the level again. Now we need to start the engine. Okay, now we need to move. Okay, neutral, D, then all over the place. Parking, leaving on parking, and then turn oil again. Okay, what we have, so right now it shows about the minimum of the level what we have to have. Wipe it off, but maybe it's because the engine is cold and fluid is cold, so it expanded. So when expand, it's probably gonna be about the normal. Yeah, it's less than it's about over here, so maybe we will pour a little bit more just to have a minimum. Not clear. What I want to do right now, I want to drive a couple miles just to be sure the whole transmission, mix it up, and then we are gonna drain the transmission and fill it back, just making like a flash of the transmission fluid. Okay, now we're gonna drive and test the how it works, the new transmission. We drove about I drove about a couple miles, and then I'm going to drain the fluid and they put back fresh one, because transmission takes about 10 quart of fuel, and initially we drained about 5 quart. so the 4 quarts of old fluid still there. So we're just mixing the old and fresh fluid together, and we're gonna drain about 4 quart and then put a fresh one back. So this process just like a flashing of the transmission fluid, and just replacing the fresh transmission fluid. We finish our flashing process. So just checking the oil level, the fluid, I mean the transmission fluid level. It's quite difficult to see. So we drain about 1 gallon of that fluid and put a fresh one back. And now the level of the fluid is about the normal, I think. What? Thank you for watching. Subscribe our channel, like this video. Bye.